everyone. We're here with Megan from Casket Robbery. Megan, thank you. I greatly appreciate you joining me tonight to bullshit about all things casket robbery.
Yeah, thank you.
So, you are not original to the band, right? Like band started in 2011-ish.
Yeah, around 2011, it started off as like just like a fun studio project with Cory and the original vocalist. And I think they did a lot of super fun songs in the beginning and realized, they liked playing out live, and it just kind of kept being more and more of a thing as the years went on. But yeah, I joined in 2017, I want to say. Yeah.
How's that? So since you joined the band, how has it been for you?
It's been wonderful. I honestly, when I said yes to filling in on this tour that we did in 2017, um, I didn't think that I was going to be joining as a full member, and love it so much. I had been in a metalcore band before this and was doing like, half singing, half screaming at the time. So to make this jump of all harsh vocals was a big step for me, and I fell in love on the tour, and it's been going great ever since.
Right on. Well, you've got a great fucking stage presence. I like the band as a whole. I think you guys, really crush it. I've caught you a couple of times. I saw you at Mag Bar here in Louisville with the
Oh yes.
Convalescents. And then I caught you guys at the Foundry in Cleveland,
Oh yes.
also with the Convalescents.
Yes, yes, I love the Foundry so much. Oh my gosh. That's one of our favorite places. Mag Bar is really cool too. But yeah, we have such a blast. Corey's actually here.
Hey Tom, how's it going?
Hey, Cory, how are you, man?
Good, good, good.
Thanks. I appreciate you joining us in between your scheduling, making money stuff.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm glad I could be here.
Right on.
Excited
Um,
to talk to you.
so we'll kind of switch from the live stuff. I know you guys you just got done recording a new album, is that right?
So we just got done recording our first single off of the new album. We're actually really hard at work recording for the album right now. So we decided to get one out of the way and jump into that. We shot a video for it the day before we left for tour. Shout out to the Music Factory for being incredible and letting us in their space to shoot a video on such short notice.
Yeah,
That's
they
awesome.
hooked it up. Yeah, they I don't think I hit them up like a week ahead of time.
Yeah.
I love those places that you get them short notice and they're like, yeah, we'll make it work. Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. They let us use the whole space, and we did our thing and got the heck out and got back on the road.
Right on. Right on. So do you guys have a working title for the album or a title already, or are you waiting to get a name for it?
We're waiting right now, as things kind of develop. We have a concept that we're kind of working with, and the first single that we release is like a puzzle piece in that, but it's going to be really cool. It's going to be different. But I think it's just, as I think most bands say when they have a new album, it's just an evolution of us and what we plan to do with the band.
Cool. So it kind of expands on an already like solid sound.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
That's cool. I like when obviously I like some bands that stick to you know, their method to writing. It comes out, it's almost like copy paste. You know what you're getting every time. But I really enjoy when a band has a good solid sound and then they're able to expand on it, and you can look at them and go, oh man, that era of the band was fucking phenomenal for whatever reason. And when you hear those guitar tones or whatever, you're like, oh, I know exactly what that comes from.
Hell yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's really important to us to kind of stay true to what we are, but also definitely evolve. I did a lot of new fun things with my vocals on this first single that I've been playing with, and I think it's just, it's just the next step in our sound.
Right
Yeah, I think
on.
it was kind of a big push was to get more diversity on Megan's vocals because she's such an incredible vocalist. She can do anything. So it's kind of like let's try to capture that more on this album.
Right on. Well, now I'm anxious to see you guys live again. Like, like come on.
Right?
So you guys stay like you're a very like fucking hardworking band. I feel like you guys are always doing something on the road, hitting it. What what's the motivation for you guys behind doing what you do?
I think we love to be on the road and seeing people. We were pretty fortunate to have this kind of like upwards like momentum happen before COVID, and our fan base is so incredible and so engaging, especially online because they're freaking everywhere now. And so for us to go out and meet all of these people that we talk to consistently online and make these relationships with are really important to us. So, you know, being on the road and touring right now is a little tough, but it's also really rewarding and a lot of fun for us.
I feel like you guys are getting a lot of good press. You know, a lot of people speak very, very highly of, you know, you all collectively, you know, specifically the live show because it's entertaining, it's captivating, right? It keeps people coming back for more. And as a band, that's obviously what you want, right?
Yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest things that we put everything into is our live set is, you know, the consistent, I think, thing that's been said about our live performances is the energy. And that's really important to us. We throw down everything that we can every single night. Um and sometimes to our detriment, but um it's fun and it makes it fun and it makes it memorable for people too. So we have a blast.
Yeah.
Cory breaks his I mean fingers and hands like
Yeah.
by slamming things constantly.
Yeah. My guitar takes a really bad beating and I feel bad. Like, oh, I don't
My
know. Usually
apologies.
like 3 or 4 days into the tour, my guitar is just it just feels beat, and then I've gotta like restring it and usually adjust the actual truss rod on the neck and just fine tune it a little bit and keep it going. Um, but that's the fun part about it. I don't know. I like throwing my guitar around,
Yeah,
you know.
you're over at the end of the night, you're like, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to hurt you, you know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you know, I know the other guys in the band too, Brian and Austin, who
Yeah.
seem to be a you know really solid fit to the band. How do you guys feel they've come in and done for the band, I guess?
Well, we've had Brian around for, I mean, for a really long time and have known him through his previous bands and stuff. So he kind of just, you know, fit right in and did his little Brian thing, and it's been great ever like the whole time. In Austin, we picked up a little over a year ago, right? A
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
And he has fit in perfectly. It's so nice because we spend so much time together, trapped in a very small space. And it's they're wonderful. All of us get along. Like it's just it's really easy. Um, Not only did they have remarkable stage presence and add to our live show and really like encompass what Casket is, um, but they're just wonderful people. So
Yeah.
we're pretty lucky that all of us have kind of meshed in that way, and have kind of become this family because we spend a lot of time together, and sometimes in pretty, you know, like not stressful situations, but living with each other on the road and in small spaces and through exhaustion and all of that. So, it's been great.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you need those people, someone you can get along with because you know, it might not always be stressful, but there are, high emotion situations, and without a pretty solid foundation as a relationship, I think it could really easily fracture a relationship in a band, you know?
Yeah, I think from day one, like we've all had each other's backs no matter what, and that is really refreshing. Like they know I have all their backs. They've been there for like it's just we all take care of each other, especially out on the road. But yeah, I think it's just they've come in and it's just they were the missing puzzle pieces, so that's really nice.
Right on. Well, good. Like I love those guys. They're super nice. You guys are super cool also. Um, I think to have that collectively, there's from a fan's perspective, I think a fan can see the way you guys gel on stage, and then when you get off again and you're able to have interactions with fans, it's like it's not one band member, it's the whole fucking band that, you can kind of just chat with, and the accessibility to musicians now at live shows is I feel like it really helps grow the fan base, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really important to us. We got that comment this last tour that we just got off of. We got that comment a couple of times, how surprised people were that we were just like out and hanging out. Like I do our merch. I'm
Mhm.
behind that merch table the entire night. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to people unless I'm really sick and trying to save my voice. But um that's a huge, huge thing to us to be walking around to watching every single band that plays that night, to talking to all of the band members, to talking to the fans. It's been something that has been really important to us, has helped us um, gain more fans and just cultivate those relationships. And it's something that is going to continue to be really important to us.
Right on. Yeah, don't lose that, right? Like,
Yeah,
especially I feel like the way you guys are going, you guys played what, Milwaukee Metal Fest last year,
we
right?
did.
And
Yeah.
Jamie spoke very highly about you, which is
Yeah.
like, that's like a, oh my God, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, we had a lot of really, really nice, amazing things said about us, from Milwaukee last year, and we are so grateful, to be coming back this year. Um, we love Jamie. We love the entire organization is they are top notch, and what they did last year was pretty freaking incredible.
Well, I think, Jamie is at first he is a fan of music,
Yeah.
and to see him translate that and bring back Milwaukee Metal Fest and the New England thing, I think also,
Yep.
right? He's bringing back, and then he's got the label. He's like, he just loves music, and to
Yeah.
see his passion for it is like, all right, you're not just right in his fantastic hardcore band, you're also out here like promoting other bands and trying to get everyone and to bring the community together and just rise up together, you know?
He really is. And I think he's gotten a lot of crap about, which every festival does, I think, for a lot of the bands and too much this and too, like that. But the thing about that fest is it is accessible and he is doing the right thing and he knows what he's doing. And he's so freaking happy all the time. I love being around him because he's so smiley and just happy.
Yeah. It's like it's infectious, you
Yes,
know?
it is. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you see him, he's like, hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, dude. Like, I love you too. It's funny. So through the years of you all like working hard to build this band to what it is today, is there a moment in time, let's say aside from Milwaukee last year, is there a moment in time that you guys were like, oh man, like this is why we do this. We wanted to be in this moment right now.
I think I had a moment like that when we opened for Cannibal Corpse a couple years ago. That was really big for me. There have been a couple, there have been a couple instances. This last year, the tours that we've done, um, I've noticed a shift in a lot of the venues, and a lot of these shows are now becoming more all ages
Mhm.
shows. So we've had a lot of younger fans, and that's not something that we've really ever had access to before. So the amount of younger people um, that are getting a hold of our music and getting excited about it, and then that I get to spend time with at shows, um, those are the moments that have made me like, this is really cool. This is why I need to be doing this. I walk away from every single interaction, picture, all of it, just with that feeling of being full of
Gratitude.
gratitude that we get to do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking awesome.
I think for me, big moment, the Cannibal Corpse was actually the first one that crossed my mind.
Yeah.
That show was very cool, like being asked to open for Cannibal in your hometown. Um, that was very cool.
I was so scared.
Yeah, yeah, definitely nerve-wracking. But the other one that there was like a kind of like almost like a light switch moment was just releasing Rituals of Death, like that album. Something about that, how we, I don't know what it is, we just released that and then hit the road, and it was just received really well,
Yeah.
and it's been really nice playing those songs live and having that reception on that album.
Yeah, getting the reception, you're like, oh, we are a real band. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
sure, yeah. That's exactly, yeah, that's what it felt like for that album specifically, and you know, yeah, yeah,
That's fucking awesome. Those are really good moments. I really like the fact that now more shows are doing the all ages thing because I feel like, you know, I'm such an old man because I'm like back in my day, um, but like way back when the only all ages shows that you went to essentially that I went to were hardcore and punk shows because the metal shows they were all in bars. So you're looking
Yeah.
at 18 and 21 and up, you know. Magbar actually um they've recently started doing all ages shows and it's great, but it's weird because I've been
Yeah.
going to that place for 20 years, and we go in there and it's like, what's this kid doing
Yeah.
here? But uh
Yeah.
but it really helps pack out the shows, and then I think it helps a band with longevity, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Because it's if you as long as you guys are still putting out music, those kids that enjoyed that live show they're gonna keep buying the music, and you build this huge fan base because as they get older, they're like, oh, I'm gonna go see this band again. You got to come with me, and they're bringing their friends, and
yeah.
it becomes a big family, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's super important, especially this time period in the world right now, is just seeing the all ages stuff and having like an almost like a new energy at shows.
Yeah,
Um, so that's huge, and yeah, like you said, that will last. That'll like rejuvenate things for in the long run.
absolutely. We did. I went to see Brian and Austin's other band, Illusion of Fate, at Death in the Midwest in Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah. Black Circle, right?
Yeah, yeah, which
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. That
Black
venue is
Circle.
so cool.
It is, it really is. And to see kids in there jamming out, it was so great. There were, I don't know, 3 or 4 kids in the mosh pit. Soon as IOF got off stage, they like ran over, like, dude, you guys were awesome. Can we get autographs? And I'm like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Like, and I randomly sat next to like one of the kids' parents, and he walked over and he was like, "Oh my god, they were so fucking cool. Oh my god, mom." Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, "Ah, dude, I love that. I love
Yep.
seeing the excitement and the energy."
Yeah. And it like this tour that we did last fall, we had a lot of all ages shows, and a lot of them showed up to this tour that we just got off of in the spring. So it was just really, I just love it. I really do. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I had the ability to start taking my kids when they were younger. God, they're fucking 18 and 20 now. I try to take them to shows and to see the older fans reception to them. They're like, oh, my daughter's first show was Max and Igor Cavalera
Oh
doing
yeah.
the Return to Roots, and that was, of course, growing up a Sepultura guy was like, I'm like, we're gonna go, and she's banging her head. One of the one of the opening bands came out, was like, you're the coolest fucking kid, and they're like signing drumsticks and giving her CDs, and she was
Yep.
like, oh my, oh,
Yep.
oh. And I'm like, keep it, don't lose it, right? Like, she's like, okay, and still every once in a while she's like, I want to go see Devil in the Darkness, and I'm like, they don't even play together anymore, kiddo. Sorry.
Aw. That's the other thing. I see a kid at a show. Oh, I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you stickers. You're getting picks. You're getting drumsticks. All of
Yeah,
it.
it's like when you buy a house, when you go to a title company, generally they have like bowls of chocolates on the table. And it's like they do that so you're happy, right? You're getting this
Yep.
dopamine rush while you're signing the papers. You're like, best moment ever.
Yep.
It's the same way at a show. You go to a show,
Same
and you're
thing.
like, free stickers, free picks, and
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
always. So early on for you guys, like, let's start with you, Cory, because you're going to leave here momentarily. Um, what got you into playing music? Was there like an artist where you're like, man, I want to do that?
Yeah, it's kind of odd story. It wasn't a band in particular, initially, but like, okay, so my dad always listened to like AC/DC and stuff. So that was always in my brain, you know. But I remember one specific moment that kind of triggered like that I want to play an instrument was I think it was in grade school. I don't know what grade. I was pretty young, maybe like 12. There was an acoustic guitar player that came in and just gave a performance in our gym, right? Just him solo playing guitar. And for some reason, my class specifically, our teacher had to do something right after his performance. She said, just hang tight in the gym. I'll be right back. So we got to sit with this guy, and we asked him questions and stuff, about playing guitar and all this stuff. And that was like the initial, like, hey, that's something like maybe I could do that. And then my mom had a guitar in the house from when she was a kid. Started taking guitar lessons, and of course, then from there it was like, the AC/DC. I want to learn AC/DC, get rid of the acoustic guitar, get an electric guitar. And then it kept progressing, like, oh, what's heavier than AC/DC? Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Metallica. Then it was like Children of Bodom,
Yeah.
like, like crazy stuff. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
then it was all, all guns blazing from there. I was like just trying to get into all this crazy music I had never even knew existed. So that was it for me. Yeah.
Right on. That's a great fucking story.
Yeah, and I wish I remember that guy's name that came and played guitar, because that was truly like something that I just, and I'll never forget that, being able to talk to that guy. But I just wish I remembered who he was.
Call your
But
old
it's so
teacher.
cool.
I bet she or he remembers.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
What about you, Megan?
I grew up singing since I can remember. I was always in choir, all that I did show choir in high school. Um, Wanted to join my first band, ended up forming a metalcore band, like a little local metalcore band that was super fun. Right around the time I met him, and I did that for a while, and and really wanted, like, initially they were like, let's do kind of like Flyleaf and like sing and scream. And I was like, all right, I'll figure out how to do harsh vocals, whatever. Um, I ended up just falling in love with with gutturals and wanted to get heavier and heavier and heavier with the sounds. And so he kind of just really encouraged me to develop that and take lessons and that. So I did that and just kind of developed my sound, and then this fell into my lap. And um it's so much fun, like pushing my voice to do new things. And yeah, so that's really like, I just I wanted to like do progressively heavier and heavier stuff. And we laugh all the time that like I listen to heavier, like more extreme death metal than I think you do.
Yeah.
And like even most of the boys I think I do. And it just that just kind of fuels me to keep going and like to do new stuff. I'm like, hey, I want to do that. Let's try
Hell yeah. Good for you. Keep kicking
it.
ass. Uh, it's funny. I try to show my daughter. She's like, I don't know if I can do this. So I always try to show her like female artists that are out doing things, right? That,
Yeah.
I guess we look at as like predominantly male, uh, male dominated areas. I'm like, listen to this. I played her one band and I was like, oh, listen to this girl singing. She's like, that is not a fucking girl. I'm like, yes, it is. That is a girl. She was like, I don't even remember who it was. That was probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like do it. Whatever makes you happy,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And there are just so many. I mean, we try to not pigeonhole like gender and stuff in any of this, but there are so many like just women out there just killing it
Yeah.
in extreme metal right now. And it's wonderful. It's just wonderful that I get to like befriend all of them.
Yeah. But it's nice to see like a lot more acceptance and not like gatekeeping.
Oh yeah.
When it
Yeah.
comes to that, you go to a show and I always relate it. You go to a show and we're all there for the same purpose.
Yeah.
Nothing on the outside fucking matters. I don't care what your political affiliation is, sexual orientation, none of that shit matters. We're here to have a good fucking time. It's the one thing that, aside from being human, it's the one thing I feel connects us all without judgment.
Yeah, and I love it, like taking the gender out of it too. Like I said, it's so important for me to like keep expanding my vocals and my range and things like that. It's just so cool to like me see like a guy doing stuff and be like, I want to do that. But then like seeing someone like Cheney from Entheos and the stuff that she does, and Bridget from Stabbing, and the way that she does vocals is so cool. And Tanya from Monochromatic Black, it's everyone has their own sound.
Yeah.
But it's so cool to see just the development of everyone and how there is literally room for everyone in this. We're just making weird noises. That's it.
That's it. That's
That's it.
Let's get weird with it. Who
Yeah.
cares? That's fucking awesome. So you guys have another tour coming up, right?
We do so soon. Um, in mid-June, we are heading out with Gorgatron and with Varath. And we are really, really excited. It's a longer tour. We're hitting the West Coast first, which we have not been out west in, I want to say, 6 years. Um, So that's fun. We're hitting a lot of new spots that we haven't hit before, and then some old ones that we have, and then we'll kind of swing down south, which we have been south, I think, more than anywhere at this
Yeah.
point. So we're really looking forward to that and to hanging out with both of those bands because they're both just incredible. And
So
and Gorgatron's releasing an album on that tour, so that's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Giraffe is too. I think they are too. Yeah.
that's fucking exciting. So,
Yeah.
so you guys are hitting the West. The Southwest is going to be super fucking hot then. Just be
Yeah, it is.
prepared.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And I think the last time we did it, it was summer. It was around the exact same time. So we're gonna be a little warm in the van. Um, Lots of water. So if you come out to our shows, we really love water.
Yeah. Bring water. We took the kids out west. Well, I say out west. We did a tour. We drove out through like Kansas and Colorado and Utah. We hit Cali and we came back through Texas. And I think through most of the time the average temp was about 118.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun.
it was warm. So just a little warm.
We're gonna be using a lot of Febreze in the van, I have a feeling.
Oh yeah.
We should just buy stock in it now,
Now
probably.
for sure.
Yeah,
I'm totally
yeah.
doing that as soon as we get off this. So is there a venue that you like playing at more than anywhere else?
Ooh, that's a really good question. There's so many. We have been fortunate enough to do a couple rounds of the US. Locally we have our favorites like High Noon in Madison, the Majestic in Madison, the Crucible. Um, there's a couple up north that we love playing, like Zymergy Brewing is just always fun. Um, we talked about the Foundry in Lakewood.
Yep.
Black Circle was rad. There are just so many. Bonds Rock Bar in San Antonio um is always really great to us. Yeah, we've been fortunate enough to play just incredible venues that we have fun going to. The Brickyard in Knoxville, Tennessee, we love. Um, I could keep going.
I can go on and on. So does one of those stick out as like when for you, like you're like every tour, I want to make sure to hit that because that place is just so fucking awesome.
I really love the Foundry. I really do. They treat us well. We have a blast at shows there. Um, and yeah, I just love it. I honestly, any of them, I would be happy hitting on every tour. There was also the King of Clubs in Ohio was,
Columbus.
oh my gosh, they are incredible, and what they're doing is really incredible too. That stage was so much fun to play.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a tall stage and
It is.
that
It
room's
is.
big and it's got that balcony, which is super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have a couple videos of us playing that one. That's really sick because I had like the fog machine going and stuff, and it was fun.
Hell yeah. That would be I'd like to play there sometime.
Yeah.
So for you, like preparing for the show, what's your warm-up routine look like?
Um, I I'm typically behind the merch table most of the night. I try and be mindful of how much I'm talking because I like to talk. Um, so I will be pounding water most of the night. I will say that some nights, and if I do get sick on tour, I'm kind of prone to getting sick on tour, which sucks. I will take a shot of whiskey. Um, and then I will go through my vocal warm-ups in back, and I just throw it on my playlist on my phone. Um, for the past couple tours, not many people know this. I listen to Nightbringers by the Black Dahlia Murder. It just gets me amped and ready to go. So I change it up every few tours, but that one's kind of stuck with me because they're my favorite. But that's usually my routine. I'll just go through a lot of my vocal warm-ups throughout the day. I'm kind of constantly humming, and doing like lip trills and things like that. I like annoying the boys with those. Um, and then I always have a tea bottle with me that any gas station as we're kind of driving along, I always fill with hot water and have like throat friendly tea for myself. I've I've unfortunately through a lot of our tours have gotten tour plague pretty bad. So I've learned how to deal with that and not let it ruin my vocal cords and also be able to still perform every night. Um, so I've kind of developed my own routine to all of that and keep all the tools with me that I need just in case.
It's good. It's who was I talking to? I think Brian Zink from Battlecross was saying, you go through tour or you go through just playing music, and when you're new, you don't know, right? And you gain
Yep.
the experience, and then you learn, right? Oh, this was a mistake. I know how to fix it. Or, oh man, I know what to do when I'm getting sick and I have to still go out and perform,
Yep.
right?
My first tour was just slightly under a month and I got pretty sick and she probably doesn't remember this at all, but I messaged Vicky Saraki from The Agonist, and I had seen that she gotten sick on her tour, and I was like, what do I do? What can I do for myself? And she was there for me that whole time, like just messaging me, giving me advice on things. And that meant the world to me at the Mary Zimmer, who was in Luna Mortis with Cory, who is the most incredible voice teacher, um, who I took lessons from. She actually came out to our Milwaukee show on that tour and warmed me up and got all of that. So again, like I've just been really fortunate to have really awesome people in the industry that have had my back and to keep my vocals nice and healthy.
Yeah. Well, it's good you have that, right? Because there's a lot of people out there that they go out and they don't know about warm up techniques or care for their voice, and they end up blowing out their voice, and it just, what a rough thing to deal with as a vocalist.
Yeah, that is terrifying. And I always laugh too because it's also subjective on people's warm-ups and things like that. You'll have, I have my own thing that I'll do in my warm-ups, and I even have like a little portable nebulizer that I use to keep my vocal cords nice and moist throughout the day, and I'll bring that with me. And then you'll have some other person who's chain smoking, just throwing back shots, 15 beers, and that works for them. And that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many different things that, it's our own instrument and we take care of it how we see fit, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I see you looking at Lemmy over there.
Yeah.
So it's like that dude. I read a story about him. He went to the doctor and they were doing blood work, and they were like, man, we think you might need a blood transfusion, but if we transfuse your blood, we think it might kill you. And he's like, why? Is it because your blood is so toxic from all the drugs and stuff?
Oh my God. Ooh.
Yeah. How wild is that?
Yeah, that would be pretty messed up.
So, for you guys, when you're booking, do you guys book your own tours or do you have an agent that does it now?
We book through Continental Touring.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an agent through there. Um, that's who's super incredible. So she did our last one, and that's who this next one is. But yeah, that's who does our booking.
Right on. When did she come into play for you all?
Last summer or last fall? Yeah, last fall.
Okay. And
Otherwise, before that, we had a previous booking agent who was incredible. Um, Also in between there, like doing DIY stuff. It's kind of just progressed through the years, and the like people that we've met and the relationships that we've met or made at venues. So yeah, we're lucky now to have this relationship with Continental and have them, go into bat for us and everything.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone in that role that does it and has already built some relationships to get you into places and
Yeah,
potentially on some bigger tours, which is
yeah,
obviously
that's the
is
goal.
yeah,
That's the goal.
absolutely. Is there a band out there that you're like, this to tour with this band is exactly what I want to do? That's all I want to do.
I always say Cannibal Corpse. That would to me be everything. Um, I always say I would love to tour with Entheos. I am obsessed with Frozen Soul, so I would love to tour with them. Jungle Rot is our like we want to tour with those dudes so badly. Um, but yeah, those are the big ones, really.
Now, Frozen Souls um on that Cannibal Corpse tour, and they just did Red
Red Rock.
Rocks.
Yeah.
How
Yeah, the
fucking cool
video
is
from
that?
that is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
First metal, like death metal show at Red Rocks. Like,
Yeah.
put that on my fucking resume.
Yeah, that is oh my gosh. I was watching videos of that constantly because I follow Sam on talked to her a couple times on Instagram and everything, and oh my gosh, the videos she was posting. So cool.
Yeah, dude. I'm so excited when the more extreme bands are breaking those barriers and doing those
Yep.
things.
Yep.
Like, so our market here, I mean, you guys have played, um, in my opinion, it's a smaller market, right? Like it
Yep.
just is.
Yep.
Um, so when bigger bands like Cannibal Corpse come through, we're looking at like 700 to 900 people maybe showing up.
Yep.
Well, they come through last year. Was it last year they toured with Mayhem and uh Blood Incantation and Gorguts, or was it the year before?
Ooh. I don't think it was last year.
Yeah, it was probably 22.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, they came through and uh I think the venue holds 2,000 people and it sold out so fast. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
to see that, to see like people were packed in that place like sardines. Like, all right,
Yeah.
this is the show that I want.
Yep.
What's your favorite band that you've seen live? You're like, man, that band just absolutely blew me away. I didn't expect them to be that good.
Um, Definitely Frozen Soul. Last year at Milwaukee Metal Fest. I was really looking forward to seeing them, and then seeing them live was like, oh my God. Jungle Rot, Black Dahlia Murder, who are my favorite band. Um, I'm the biggest fangirl for them, but yeah, yeah, those three for absolute sure.
Right on. That's cool. I think we've seen, I haven't, I don't know that I've seen Frozen Soul.
Highly recommend.
Maybe I have, but I don't know. Too many shows, right?
So
God,
many shows.
yeah. I mean, I think I was at 4 last week.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not playing. I'm just going.
Yeah, that's so rad.
That's life.
Yeah.
Being an old man with older kids. So, well, what was I was going to ask you a question and it just wasn't so important, I guess. Uh, Tell me a funny tour story.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we had one I'm trying to remember it now because I was like, that's going to be the funny story that I tell on tour, and now that's escaped me. Um, there's so many of them. We prank each other constantly. Um, I don't know. It's not really funny, but in on one of our tours, I almost took a punch for our drummer on accident.
Oh,
Not on accident. I didn't think before I inserted myself in the middle of this punch. I was just trying to protect everyone. Um, some guy got super drunk at one of the shows and was messing with the drums and got told to stop messing with the drums and didn't like that. I went to throw a punch and I saw it and I stepped right in the middle to try and break it up. And Austin took the back of my hoodie and pulled it back and was like, no. um, I diffused the situation and it was fine. Um, God, I feel like I had a really funny story to tell, and now I cannot think of it at all.
that's okay.
There have
You'll just,
been so many.
yeah. There's always like tour mishaps where you're like, oh, this is like a comedy of errors. What the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah, constantly, constantly.
So with you guys working on the new album, obviously between touring, what what do you think timeline for finish and releases?
So right now our plan is our deadline for like writing and like well for getting everything recorded is October of this year.
Okay.
So and then after that we'll kind of develop when the release will be, probably early 2025, so that we have some time to like get everything done. Because I feel like this year already has gone super quick.
Yeah.
It's already May and we're already starting to look into booking for touring next year. So that's crazy. Um so yeah, that is our timeline right now, fitting in the recording sessions when we are home. We didn't load ourselves up through touring all of the summer for that specific reason. We're playing some festivals in the coming months after these tours, and then more that are going to be announced shortly. And then we're working on some fall stuff. But yeah, the heavy emphasis is going to be on completing the recording for the album, because we do have a pretty solid deadline of October for getting everything done.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are I mean, at this point, you're almost 2 years since Rituals was released.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And by that point it will be 2 years. So
Yeah.
we're ready.
Let's do this
Yeah.
shit.
But we will have a single before then. So there
Okay.
will be new music soon.
How soon?
I don't have an exact release date yet, but very soon.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like those words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rock and roll. Well, Megan, I want to say thank you. I greatly appreciate you coming to hang out and talk with me. It was fun talking with you and Cory and his like, hey, I'm here, now I'm gone.
Yeah. Giving
Uh,
a guitar lesson right
yeah,
now.
yeah. So I greatly appreciate it. I wish you guys all the success in the world. And I honestly can't wait to see you guys live again.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having us. This was an absolute blast. We'll have to do it again once the album's out. Yeah.
Hell yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Awesome. Go have yourself a great night.
Thank you so much. You too.
Thanks. See ya.